going to do a different form of question and answer today because I have been getting a ton of questions about the Charlie Kirk case and the Tyler Robinson case, rather. The Charlie Kirk assassination, Tyler Robinson case. I think what you're saying here is that, look, the evidence is Robinson was allegedly wearing a glove at the time, so his fingerprints wouldn't be there. First and foremost, let me say this. I think I misstated that. I think they actually, the initial affidavit for probable cause said they had DNA on the trigger of the gun, not fingerprints. I might be wrong. But either way, let me explain what I was talking about when I said that. This was not a defense of the government case. It wasn't a defense of anything, really. It was just outlining what the government put forth in its probable cause affidavit. And I agree with you. So if I'm looking at this from a defense standpoint, a criminal defense standpoint, the first thing I'm going to do is start picking apart the evidence. We all do this. Criminal defense lawyers do this. We look at the evidence, and whether ultimately we think we're going to be successful picking it apart, you really can't help it. So you're exactly right. If they, being the prosecution, is going to try to come in and say the shooter's DNA or the shooter's fingerprints are on the firearm, and at the same time the shooter's wearing gloves, we would have to question whether the fingerprint or the DNA got there as a result of the shooter pulling the trigger in the assassination, or whether it got the gun having belonged to Robinson got there prior to that. So great, good point. But the point I was making was not that the evidence was airtight. It's just what the prosecution put in its initial probable cause affidavit. And to the extent I didn't say it, the next step here is going to be the discovery process and maybe even eventually it sounds like a full-blown preliminary hearing or preliminary examination out there where the government's going to have to come in with their proof and the defense will have a chance to learn a lot more in that process. So no comments yet on the strength of the evidence, only what it is. If I were involved in the defense of the case, as I would be with any case, we would be exploring all those avenues.